Okay, we're going to come back to the model view controller, this whole canvas thing. There was a lot of moved around code. It was a lot of jumping around. All I did was take functions from one class, move it to another class, just to organize my code. And every time I needed the model, I went directly to the model. I said, hey, model, get me the size. Things like this. Let's have a look at our MVCCanvas.h again, though, because there's something weird going on. We have a whole lot of data. We have all these shapes, right? But those are only shapes. They're not views and canvas, and views and controllers as well. They're just the shapes. They're the models, essentially, for right now. When we want a model view controller, we're going to need shape 2400s, shape views, and shape controllers, an array of each. Or we can do what we did here, which was like encapsulated in something. But let's make it an array of each. So instead of just this, I'm going to make the following. I'm going to move this stuff over, and I'm going to make an array, shape views. And I'm going to call it the view list, and shape controller control max. Oh, damn. Okay, so I have models, I have views, I have controllers, I have an array of each. What I want is that when I make all of these new views, they hook up to a model. When I make all of these new controllers, they hook up to a model. But what I really want to know is, where the hell do I get these things? Where am I making these shapes, for example? Where is this being called? So let's go back to my other class. I'm going to go up to my model. And actually, I'm just going to do a search here. Okay, so every single time I add a shape, I'm using this. When else am I calling this? For getting the shape, okay? And for clearing the shapes. And what is this? And this is just initializing everything. Okay. So what do I want here? I'm going to view list why not initialize all of them? That's fine. The next instance of this thing, I made a shape, right? What I really want to do is I want to do the same line, the same sort of thing for a view and for a controller. And so instead of make shape, I'll make view. I'm going to change this from make shape to make model. All right. Why not pass all the exact same information over? And model view controller, that should all work. Okay, when we get to it, I'm just going to leave it broken for right now. I have get shape. I'm going to need something for getting the view and getting the controller. In fact, I don't think I want a shape 2400. In fact, I want the view for most of these cases. So, and we'll see where it breaks. Okay, and that's not get view, it's actually get shape. Okay, and I'm going to use the get controller as well. I'm going to do the exact same thing with this other one. So instead of this, it's going to be the same darn thing. The only difference is that instead of a view, I'm going to return the controller. Okay, that probably is still not going to fix our problem, but okay. M shape list. This is clear shapes, so I'm going to have to do that for the other view and controller. Delete M view list and position I. Delete M control list position I. A lot of redundancy, but still safe. Let's see if there's other uses of view. That's set. Okay, that's replicated. That's triplet. Okay, that'll do. Okay, I still have a couple errors in here. I have get shape, and so this is MVC. I'm getting the shape intersect. I need to get an intersect for a particular shape. That seems like a model, actually. I'm going to actually need the model. Let's put that back in. Okay, so everywhere I have get view, get model, get controller. Okay. I'm just going to put all of these in the same place. Get model. Is it shape list? What? M shape list. Okay. Let's have a look. That name is not coming up properly. Yep, shape list. Oh, it's shape list, so that should work. Oh, it's not a shape view that's being returned. It's a shape 2400 being returned. And then my other thing has to go back to let's see where I didn't define it. Okay, shape. All right. Still not done. We still definitely have errors in the other one of the other files, but I like seeing if I blew up things even more than I needed to. Because over here I should have at least a whole bunch of errors. That one worked. Okay, I should have errors right here. And I'm going to have some errors down here. Which one is this doing? This is on mouse events. I need to get the controller. And down here, I'm going to get the view, most likely. Okay, I'm going to get the view there. And this is going to get the controller. This is a shape 2400 controller. Oh, I'm going to need the model actually as well. The shape, I'm seeing if it shape is in focus. Huh. Oh, I need both. Okay. Oh, I have the model here. Oh, no, it's that P model. Get model. Anytime. Let me have a look at this again. Actually, it's over here. Oh, get model should work. I'm getting the particular model. Oh, I can't call it model to model. PS model. There we go. I'm also getting the controller and controller, and I want to see, is the S model in there, and let's set the model there, set the focus, and if I'm updating the mouse position, that should do, I should be using the controller. So I needed both the model and the controller because sometimes it's model data information like, is it in focus? Other times I'm dealing with a mouse event. So I have to send that to the controller instead. Both of those should work just fine. Okay. Here's the real reason I did all of this. I want to do this factory. So instead of making just a shape, I'm going to make a model, a view, and a controller. I need to go to my factory. So instead of make shape, I'm going to make a model, a view, and a controller. And I'm just also going to be lazy. Let's move some space in there to make it easier to read. Okay, that's it. I'm going to make a model, a view, a controller, view, controller. And then I'm going to go to my shape factory, and then I'm going to see what I need to do here. Because that's not going to work. I have two functions that are not defined yet. Make view and make controller. This is not defined anymore, so, oh, come on. And I'm pretty sure these are going to all look very, very similar to each other. So I'm going to just put this, I'm just copying and pasting some stuff. So I'm going to make a view with the same parameters. It's going to make a shape view. I'm figuring out what the min and max are and all that kind of stuff. But does the view actually need that? What the view actually needs, presumably, actually is not the start and end position and all this other stuff. the view really needs, I need the flags, but what I really need is the that's actually probably what I want instead. So once I have that, I then just make a bunch of views. I'm also going to get rid of all of this stuff down here. I'm going to, but I'm still going to call getType. Shapefactory.h is over here. It's going to a view. I'm going to make so what I'm trying to force this to be is no matter what, you need to pass in one of these models so that I know how to hook everything up. You don't know what kind of model it is, it's just a model. Okay, so I'm going to make a bunch of these models. What I want, and I'm going to get rid of the circle and the rectangle. And I think it's going to be a shape. Do you believe that's what my triangle view takes as a parameter? My view will take that as a parameter, and I'm going to return it. Okay. And this is, I have a shape view, and it's going to take that as a parameter. I got to double check those. And I might need to and I need to add other types of shapes. Shape controller, make controller. It's going to take in the same thing as parameters. Why? Because I think it should look the same. And now what? Well, all the shapes so far, all the controllers are all going to look exactly the same, aren't they? So what I really want to do is just, I don't actually need those other parameters, but I leave them in there just so that you don't have to worry about like later on having to fix this thing. I'm going to just simply return a new shape controller, and it's, oh, that's disappointing. Maybe I do need to do that this way. My triangle view might actually be defined differently. Let's look at what it does. Okay, and my shape 2400 has what? It can take in a shape 2400. So that should work. And though this is the controller, and this is the view. Both of them should be able to take in a model to start. Okay. I want to know this. So, am I allowed to, why is it not letting me do that? I shouldn't have to do its own shape. It's not allowed. Oh, that's why. So I should be able to go to my shape 2400. I just need to get rid of this. Oop, at least temporarily. This shape view, right? Okay. And this still might be barfing on me because I don't have a constructor for the triangle view. And this needs to change. So I'm going to put in triangle view. Triangle view is going to make a new triangle. It's a new kind of shape view. I'm just going to have to look into that one as well. Okay. So I'm going to take a tiny pause just to double check what this is. I think I have to make a constructor for a triangle view so that it takes in a model rather than just being a blank constructor. I'm pretty sure that that's what the cause is. But I also know I need to pick up my kids right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this up, do the last little bit of the video, and then we'll see it in action. Okay, but it should be all of 2 seconds to start the next video, and it should be relatively short, and we'll go over all the different parts that I did, because I know that was a lot of code and a lot of things flying around. I fully admit that. So this is unfortunately the nature of refactoring, though. I'm looking at how things are working. This thing is giving me an error, and I'm going to have to probably put in a new constructor for a triangle view that takes in the model. That's all. And we'll look at doing that in a second. Okay. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you very shortly.